Manitoba's nonprofit community is shedding light on major concerns facing the industry and is calling for commitments from political candidates ahead of the provincial election.
There's a crisis in terms of staffing, in terms of wages, in terms of the ongoing impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and especially in terms of the effects of inflation. So we're calling attention to this crisis. We want Manitobans to pay attention to it, and importantly, we want political parties to pay attention to it.
14 different associations representing hundreds of nonprofit organizations in the province have brought forward some recommendations political parties can prioritize in their campaigns. Michael Barkman from the Canadian Community Economic Development Network says that these organizations play an important role of support to many in the province, such as social services, employment, housing, health, and much more. And the challenges they face hinder the work they do. They are proposing parties commit to providing multi-year sustainable funding for nonprofit organizations in Manitoba.
With 1 year funding, it makes it really hard to run an organization, to plan in the long run, and to support, importantly, people on the ground with the services they need.
Barkman says not only are they short-term, there is also a challenge of organizations receiving these funding agreements 3 to 6 months after they have been approved, making it difficult to run the organization. He adds that these funding challenges make it harder for them to compete in the labor market, as many people are leaving the nonprofit sector in search of work in stable and long-term industries with benefits. He says there needs to be better communication between nonprofits, the associations, and the provincial government for better collaboration and creative solutions that can help the nonprofit sector in Manitoba.
So we'd like to see a strategy provincial-wide to support organizations, and we'd like to see, somebody in government, whether that's a cabinet minister appointed or something else with authority, to be able to help speak for and be a voice for community nonprofits in the provincial legislature.
An NDP spokesperson told City News on Wednesday afternoon that they're committing to these recommendations and also restoring funds cut by the PC party. Dugald Lamont says the Liberal Party is aware of the current crisis in the non-profit community and are promising to create a $150 million jobs fund if elected in October.
So it would actually be a job subsidy program so that people could go and work at nonprofits, which would help them generate revenue as well. We'd directly be providing funding to nonprofits or not-for-profits to make sure that they can carry on their work.
Earlier this month, the PCs made a campaign promise to double the charitable tax credit to encourage more donations and help nonprofits and charities. In Winnipeg, Temi Olatunde, City News.